Hey, good morning. Happy Sunday. Let's answer some questions, shall we? All right. Um, so many questions. Someone asks, how do I feel happier? And this is a very general question. There's different ways in. I actually don't like the word happy. I think happy can feel plastic, can feel like a t-shirt. I like the word joy. I like the word meaning. I like the idea of designing your life where you feel more free, right? So happy can come in different forms. I just know that happy is not a constant. And I think, we kind of like advertise happy as the island to swim toward. And then when you get there, all your problems go away, and that's not true. So I don't like happy, but I'm going to start with Viktor Frankl. He's got a book called Man's Search for Meaning, and he spent his whole life on studying and exploring how important it is to hang a life on meaning. I think that if you find meaning in your life, the byproduct of that will be more happy, right? If you find meaning in your life, it's also easier to not make it about you. We get out of our heads. We believe in something bigger. We have a flag to wave, right? And so, one of the greatest things to feel more that can make you feel more happier is to find meaning in your life. What fired you up? What's the flag that you want to run with? What is your message, your sense of purpose? All right. What's up, Houston? How are you? Let me pick another question. Oh my gosh, so many questions. I'm trying to pick something that many can relate to. I want to throw the widest net. Someone asks, I want to date a girl I'm almost certain isn't a good match for me. Should I explore it anyway? Here's my question to you. Why isn't she a good match for you? Is there something unhealthy in that dynamic? Why not experience it to see, going into it with awareness, knowing that it's there? You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't just cut it off or dismiss it because you know that someone is bad, unless it's like, the person's a raging addict or is unless there's giant red flags, like if the person's abusive or treats, you're on a date and the person is being really shitty to the servers and valet and stuff like that. Like, unless you see some kind of red flag that reflects one's character or something that really turns you off, that's a non-negotiable. If it's something that you're like, I don't know, I think she's, we're not a good match for me, but I'm not sure. Well, the way you're going to get sure is to actually explore it, play it out. Go in with your dial turned on curiosity and not judgment. So yeah, dating is about getting to know people. It's not about, just finding your soulmate. It's about exploring, learning about yourself. And the way that you do that is through experiences and through meeting people. And also, a lot of times we will realize that what we thought isn't true, and we do that through experience. All right, someone asks, how can I overcome the feeling of jealousy? You don't need to overcome the feeling of jealousy. Feeling jealousy is normal, like you're feeling hungry or tired. There's nothing wrong with the feeling of jealousy. The action, right? Jealous behavior can be unhealthy, right? If you are stalking, if you are stalking your partner and following him or her around, going through their phone, telling someone what they should wear and not wear, like that kind of stuff, obviously is unhealthy. It needs to be explored and processed, right? And you need to take ownership of that. But the actual feeling of jealousy, I think it just means you're human, and what you do with it is what's important, right? All right, so you don't need to overcome your feeling of jealousy. You need to allow yourself to feel it, and then not react to it, look inward, process it, where's it coming from, how can you own it, how can you explore it and have peace with it without putting it on someone else. All right, someone says I'm getting divorced at age 50, kind of freaking out. You know what? I want to tell you, I'm also divorced. Went through a divorce at 35. Um, Joseph Campbell talks about us having two lives basically, and the first half of our lives is all about the external. Kind of discovering who we are, seeking approval, validation, proving, pleasing other people. We are sponges. We are forming, right? The second half of our lives, which I think is of the better half, is a life that is more directed inward. And so, you getting divorced at 50, you're now going to enter this other second half of your life. And I think this other half, and me being 47, this other half of your life, it's a better life, I'm telling you. And so, because it's a better life, because you know yourself more, because you know what you want, what you don't want, because you have some wisdom, because you've been on this planet for 50 years, you're going to bring more to the table. You know what I'm saying? So focus less on your age and more on how far you've come, and because of who you are, what you're going to bring to the table in your next relationship. I'm telling you, you're going to be more attractive as you get divorced at 50 and start a new life than you were in your 20s and 30s. You have more that you could bring to the table. And so know that, and hopefully that'll help you freak out less. But I get it. I get, feeling older. I'm getting wrinkles. I'm getting saggy. I'm getting grays. And I struggle with it, of course, right? But I don't care about all that as much as the quality of my life and the stuff that I've learned and how I'm applying that, how I'm actually showing up. And these years, the second half of my life, so much more satisfied than in my 20s when I had no tools, right? When I was just picking my nose and stealing car stereos. Well, that was more in high school. Anyway. Okay, let's end with this question. Why can't I feel excited by a nice guy? This is really interesting. If you are used to dating bad boys, there is something that you're attracted to that is happening underneath that is probably smelling familiar. If you grew up in chaos, you're going to be attracted to that, right? And so when you meet quote unquote a nice guy that doesn't treat you like shit, it could feel boring, right? And so what you have to do is you have to give yourself a new love experience. And by you, I'm talking about your whole body, not just your logic. You have to give yourself a whole experience and kind of sit with it and be like, oh, there's a lot coming up. This guy's nice. I'm not attracted to this person. I want the bad boy. This person's opening doors and creating a safe space. We're not fighting. This is weird. And you're going to blame it on chemistry. You're going to want to run. It's kind of uncomfortable. You're going to stamp that as there's no connection. You don't know yet. And this is why I say you guys swim past the breakers. You are rewiring, reconditioning your body for a new love experience. And usually if you're not used to it, you're going to want to run from it, right? It's not something that you're used to. By sitting in something that's different and exploring and accepting, right? And being aware of what comes up and resolving that, processing that, you're going to condition your body to be open to something new. And this is the growth piece. Because if you do and you realize, oh, I actually like a nice or kind person, I actually like relationships that aren't toxic or chaotic or Telemundo episodes. I actually like the calm. This makes me feel good. When you get there, then what you used to be attracted to, the chaos, will start to repel you. And that's how you know that you have grown. So why can't you be excited by a nice guy? Because you haven't swim past the breakers, past the chaos, past the usual patterns. You haven't given yourself a new love experience. Now, there is a chance that you swim past the breakers and it's just not a good fit, right? That's fair. But you're not going to know until you do. So what I mean by this is, and what I mean by swim past the breakers is to sit with this. Don't judge it. Lean into it. Don't just bounce. Give yourself a new love experience and then decide if this person's right for you. Experience the rainbow, Skittles, everything. Don't just focus on what you're used to and what you think you're attracted to because that's your quote unquote type. Open yourself up and take in everything. And if someone's nice, that's a good thing, right? And it's okay that you're not excited, right? It doesn't have to be lightning in the bottle, right? Because the lightning in that bottle might be dysfunction. So it can be a slow burn. And I'll be honest with you, at 47, I trust a slow burn today because I've experienced the lightning and other stuff and codependency and all that. I trust a slow burn much more today than locking eyes across the room and the hairs on the back of your neck goes up and you lose yourself in someone else. Yes, that sounds romantic, but that is not love. That is dysfunction. Guys, happy Sunday. Thank you for hanging out with me. Keep the questions coming and be well.